Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Me First Mornings. I am your host, Patricia Ribeiro Wolfson, and I am super glad to be here. As you can see, I have upgraded once again. I now have a new mic. So if it's a little loud, I apologize in advance, but now you're going to be able to hear me clearly. Okay. so I am the host of a show called Soul Seekers TV, which I do with Linda Krause Barnett, who has a show called Tuned In at 10:30 at her channel, Compass Productions. So check her out. If you're watching me on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe and smash that notification button, which is the little bell, so that you can be notified when I am going live. Please like and follow my pages on social media. You can find me on Facebook at Soul Seekers TV, at Goddess Gatherings Long Island. You can find me on Instagram at Patricia Ribeiro Wolfson, at Soul Seekers TV. And of course, I'm now on TikTok, and you can look for me there at Calibrate Your Energy. So, once again, here's a little bit about me. I'm an intuitive coach, an energy healer, a wife, and a mom of 3 boys. And it is my mission to help you and teach you how to calibrate your energy, how to integrate self care into easy and doable steps, and how to embrace and own your own natural gifts to achieve a life you love. Woo! Who doesn't want to do that? I know everybody wants to do that. I mean, I want to do that. Maybe you don't, but okay. Anyway, if you're watching, hopefully you are getting something out of the show. Okay, so this thing is like right in my face. I don't know how I feel about it. People watching at home, give me your thoughts. I wish I could like put it a little bit lower, but then I think the sound is compromised. Ugh, the trials and tribulations of having your own show and trying to up level. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start right away. I am going to light the candle. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee first. And we're going to begin. And today we are talking about the Me First GPS formula. Now, this is the basis of literally all of the energy calibrating work that I do. So the Me First formula, I like to call it a formula. It's not something you have to follow step by step, but we will be talking about it today. So please stick around so that we can talk about the Me First formula if you're interested, and the GPS system, which I talk to everyone about, all my friends and family, anybody who I talk to on a regular basis, and especially my clients. It is something that I really encourage you to kind of use for your own purposes, because it really helps clarify things, especially when things are muddy or sticky or foggy or unclear, or you're feeling stuck. It's a great way to kind of hone in on what it is you really want to do and how you want to do it, and make choices based on a very solid foundation that you have chosen before the crisis comes, right? So you already know, okay, this is how I want to respond to things. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. Right now, let's just get started. I'm going to light the candle to begin our beautiful sacred ceremony as we kick in the morning. Okay, so here we go. I lit the candle. That sort of just represents the sacred space. We are beginning this time together. And then I like to put on my essential oils, because it's just part of the ritual, and it's sort of the way that I kind of alert my senses to the next step, right? That it's like calming me. I smell the essential oils that I have, like we have associations with smells. So, pick something that is going to be calming or relaxing or centering or grounding or whatever it is, or something that makes you feel good. If it could be lemon scent, it doesn't matter. I happen to use sacred frankincense, and I really love the smell. So it works for me. It does it for me. You may have something else. You may want peppermint. Wake yourself up in the morning, whatever it is that you want. Now we're going to take 3 deep breaths. Now, I haven't been using my crystal spheres this season. Even though they've been sitting with me, I guess I've just been getting so into like our time together that I haven't remembered to bring out my crystal sphere. So these are clear quartz spheres that I like to use in meditation. They are to amplify, and I use them to amplify our intention, right? And to amplify the whole sacredness of the experience. All right. So we're going to take 3 deep breaths as we do every morning together, Monday through Friday, right here on YouTube and Facebook. So look for me. And so we're going to take 3 deep breaths. And when we're taking these deep breaths, I want you to really breathe in the healing energy that is available. So I want you to sort of like open up your mind. You want to look at it as your crown chakra, open up that crown chakra and just visualize pulling in all the beautiful healing energy from the heavens. And I want you to use your legs firmly planted on the ground. And I want you to just pull up the healing energy from the earth. So that life force energy that permeates the earth, that's just waiting for like life to bud through the earth. I want you to bring that energy into your body and allow those two energies to mix in your body and then just let them permeate all of your cells and kind of energetically scrub anything that is stuck, stagnant, or dense in your body. Any energy that no longer serves you, set the intention that this beautiful healing earth and heavenly energy is going to blend to just scrub away the things that don't serve you. And then when you exhale, you are going to breathe that out. So let's do that together right now. You can put your hands on your lap, wherever feels comfortable. You can sort of, sometimes I'll hold my hands in a mudra if that resonates with you, or you can just put them on your lap, palms down or palms up if you want to receive the energy, whatever works for you. Okay. So I'm going to hold my crystals, take a deep breath, and then we're going to hold for 5 seconds. And during that hold, that is when we're imagining that the beautiful healing energy from the heavens and from the earth are doing their job, scrubbing away any of the energy that no longer works for us. Okay, so here we go. Hold and release. Okay, that was awesome. All right, we're going to do that again. Ready? Deep, deep breath in and hold and release. Okay, we're going to do that one last time. And I want you to give it the biggest breath you have. Remember that the deeper you breathe, the more you are increasing the capacity to breathe, which increases your capacity for life. So let's increase our capacity for life together, okay? Deep, deep breath. I want you to, let your belly kind of come out and then let the air travel up through your chest and just expand. Imagine yourself expanding as much as you can, okay? Ready? Last one. And hold and release. Woo, that was good. Okay, so now I put my crystal spheres down and we do the stretch. Okay? This mic, I don't know. I like the sound, but it's kind of in my face. I don't like it in my face. And I can't shorten it. Oh, maybe I can. Hold on. Can I? No, it's one piece. Okay. All right. Just my own thing. What can I tell you? I'm a little bit of a perfectionist sometimes when it comes to these things. All right, so let's do some stretching. So just go ahead and stretch your arms, stretch your head. So just like we released sort of that stuck, stagnant energy, on our insides, like with our cells and that part of our body. Now we want to do the same thing with our muscles and anything that, we sort of use on a daily basis, right? We want to stretch and release tension. Any tension we may have in our body, we want to let it go. We want to release it. Feel free to touch your toes, whatever it is that you need. Okay. And that's it. Then we shake it out. You just got to shake it out, right? Shake it out. So we've done the stretching. We've released the energy and now we're like, poo, 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 get away, get away. Okay. We're just getting it right out of our body, right out of our system, right out of our auric field. We don't want it. It's done. We're done with it. Please, Mother Nature, go and do what you need to do with this energy and transmute it into beautiful things for the highest and greatest good of all. Okay. Now that we've got that done, we're going to say a little prayer. And so I'm going to grab my spheres again and set the intentions with this prayer. So you can feel free to follow me if you feel like this applies to you or you want this prayer also to apply to you. You set that intention, or you say your own prayer, you set your own intentions. Depending on your own spiritual or religious beliefs, you may have a prayer that you like to say every day that sets you right. So this is your opportunity to set yourself right for the day and throw in an intention of what you'd like to see happen for today. Okay, so here we go. Divine Mother, Infinite Father, Creator, Ascended Masters, Archangels, Spirit Guides, ancestors, and all beings of 100% pure white light, allow me to be a clear and open channel of your light and love without hesitation or ego. May the highest vibration of infinite consciousness connect with my higher self and release any and all things that do not serve me. I ask that Saint Germain and his infinitely powerful violet flame burn away the things that no longer serve myself or humanity and hold us back from our divine existence. Help us to embody our intentions for the day and help us raise the collective vibration for the highest and greatest good of all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it, and so it is. Woohoo! All right, so we're done with that. If you are watching, please feel free to say hi so I know you're here. If you're watching the replay, just write #replay and I'll know you watched it after we were live. And always, as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at any time and just ask me whatever questions or write a comment in any one of the shows or in the comments section of any one of the shows and ask a question, or if there is a topic you would like me to cover or something, but definitely questions. I think at some point I'm going to introduce sort of like, a question day where you guys can come on and ask your own questions and we can talk about those things. But for now, just send me the questions privately. And eventually I will bring back Fun Friday where I used to pull cards for the whole session, but not today because I had other things planned for today. All right, but we are going to pull our usual cards so that we can read the energy of the day. And I think I'm going to pull this one. Well, I'm not going to say pretty quickly, but I'm not going to shuffle for as long as I usually do and then go on waxing philosophic, which I also like to do. Oh. These cards are going to make this mic loud. Okay. I'm going to have to work on that. But all right. This is going to have to do for now because I have to shuffle my cards and see what the energy is and see what the guides have to tell us. But we are going to talk about the Me First formula. So Me First mornings, of course, it is all about putting yourself first. But it's also an acronym. It is an acronym that I came up with because I love acronyms. And it's also, I don't know, it's just my own thing. And it's not just my own thing because if Linda's watching, it's her thing too. We both love acronyms and like making things up. I think it started in school, like when I was studying for things, I'd always come up with acronyms to help me remember things. And so I think that's, and it helped me do well in like tests when I would use stuff like that. And so I think that that's sort of where my love of acronyms came in. It was like, oh yeah, I can remember this easily if I just come up with something to remind me. So Me First is an acronym. Well, I can tell you what the acronym stands for. So M is for momentum. Okay. E is for energy. F is for focus or frequency. That's an important one. I is for inner work. R is for relationships. S is for showing up or stepping it up, and T is for trust. So those are all elements that when you are, doing work on yourself or you're trying to create a shift or calibrate your energy, those are the elements that you need to take into consideration. You need to take all of those elements into consideration in calibrating your energy. Each one of those things will affect your calibration. And that's really what the Me First formula is all about. Okay, but let's pull a card first and then we'll talk a little bit more. Okay. Look at this card. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay, so I pulled the card, number 35, education. Can you see that card? Is it? Yes. Yes, you can see it. Maybe. Okay, there you go. Education. Well, of course, we pulled the education card today because I'm going to be talking to you about the Me First formula. And so usually the education card is, about taking some time to listen and connect and learn something new and be okay with not knowing everything. Life is an experience. It is an experiment. I came up with this like it kind of hit me yesterday really, really hard that everybody is just trying things out, right? Think about that for a minute. I want you to think about that in life, right? Everything that we do, any choice that we make, any action that we take, it's just kind of trying something, right? Even if we're really sure that it's going to work, we're still trying it out, right? Think about any choice that you're making. I'm going to try to do things this way. I'm going to try to put things on my calendar and see if it helps me to show up more. I'm going to try and say what I'm feeling and see if this shifts my relationship. I'm going to try and work a little harder and see if that helps me, increase my financial abundance. I'm going to try this. And you may not say the words, I'm going to try, but that's what we're doing. Everybody is just trying things, even reactions, right? Something happens and you immediately react. If it doesn't work, right? If things don't pan out in the way that you had imagined, then you need to try something new. You need to try a different approach. You need to try looking at things from a different perspective. So when you think about people moving through the world, people you agree with, people you don't agree with, people that are different than you, people who have a lot of things in common with you, people you resonate with, people you don't resonate with, look at it in terms of everybody's just trying things in the way that they know how, right? Based on what they've been told, based on their belief system, based on their value system, based on the examples in their life, based on the evidence that they've collected in their lives. They're all just trying to do their best. And even though you may not think that what they're doing is their best, or you may not think that what you're doing is your best, the truth is that we're all doing the best we can with what we have, and we're just trying it out. So have a little bit more compassion, have a little bit more kindness towards yourself and towards others, knowing that everybody's just trying to get through this thing just like you are. Okay, so that's my little message. So education is the card, and it really is about sort of listening and learning and understanding that there are other ways of doing things. There are, and so pay attention and listen and trust that other people's perspectives are their perspectives based on their life and their experience. And so it is valid for them. And if you want to learn more, then be open to listening and to having a dialogue and considering that maybe the way you're doing things isn't the only way to do things. But at the time, I will say to you, you have to do things in the way that feels good to you as well, right? You have to do it in a way that feels good to you, because if it doesn't feel good to you, then you're just angry and resentful and frustrated and, setting yourself up for failure, which can be painful, especially if it's like, you're just keep going against your own inner truth. Like we all know when we are taking action that feels good to us, and we all know that when we're taking action that doesn't feel good to us, that makes us feel resentment, or action that we're taking because of obligation, right? And of course, we all have obligations. I talk about this all the time. So there's things that you have to do. That's just the way life works, right? It's our obligation to do things, to contribute to society, to live in a community. There are obligations, but you don't have to look at it as this big weight, right? You can still participate and it still be something that you're doing from obligation, but also with the joy of being part of something bigger, because we're all a part of this earthly experience together. And this brings me to exactly the part that I want to talk about, which is the Me First GPS formula. Hi, Melinda. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. So the GPS formula is exactly that. So the GPS is, I chose the word GPS. I came up with that it meant like God's perfect, system. And I came up with all sorts of things, but the GPS part isn't actually an acronym. That was just like, it's like the GPS, right? Like the satellite system. So each one of us, I believe, we have a direct connection. I believe in it is. It just is. We have a direct connection to source, each one of us, right? So we have our own GPS system with our own, coordinates of, like where everything we want is. And so we have to type in the coordinates of where we want to go, just like when we get in a car, right? We have to okay, I want to go to, New York City. I want to go see a show on the Lower East Side, right? So you got to type in the address of the show, right? And so when you type in the address of the show, then you trust that the GPS is going to take you there. Now, sometimes it's going to take you through a detour and you're going to be like, where am I going? Right? Like, am I out of, sorry, my dog was barking. Where am I going? Like, is there traffic? Is there an accident? Like, why isn't it taking me the way that I want it to go? But you trust that the GPS is going to take you. So you have to set things up in your life so that you can just sort of plug in your coordinates and then allow the GPS to take you. Now, in life, it's a little bit more active, right? Because you are actively always getting sort of direction, right? And it doesn't work like you're not sitting in the car and going someplace, but you are in your physical vessel, right? Your body, and things are kind of showing up for you. And then it's an opportunity for you to, trust that you're in the right place, or then say, hey, this isn't connected to where I want to go. This is, not how I want to get there. So then you can pivot and shift the direction that you're going in. But you always have to keep your destination in mind, right? But more importantly than your destination, and this is where like sort of the GPS system really supports you in your personal process and your personal evolution, is that you need to decide what you want the trip to be like, right? So if you're going on a road trip with friends, and I think Linda, you're watching. Thank you. You love the mic. Thank you. I love it too. So when Linda and I would do our Soul Seekers road trips, we wanted to have fun. The whole point of it, like, it was just an excuse for us to travel together, really. We came up with this idea. We're like, let's just get in a car and we'll go on a road trip and we'll go see Shayna in Virginia. And that's what we did. And it was really about trying to have fun along the way. You take like good snacks, you put on some good music, you have a plan of the stops you want to make, but kind of the rest, you go with the flow. And that's what life needs to be. So, we were going to go, and we weren't going to go in the car and take, our anger and our frustration and our, like, sometimes those things come with us, but we were like, okay, all of our, whatever's going on in our life, we're leaving that home. That's got nothing to do with this right now. We're going to get in, we're going to have fun. All right. That's the focus. Let's just have fun together. Right. So you set that intention and you put that as part of the GPS, right? I want to go here and I want to take the fun route, right? Because there are many routes you can take. You can take the long route, the scenic route, what route do you want to take? So you can choose. And so that's where sort of I came up with the GPS word. The GPS word is like your coordinates. So what do you want to feel most in your life? What if you were to achieve absolutely everything that you want in your life, what is that feeling? Does it feel like freedom? Does it feel like peace? Does it feel like serenity? Does it feel like joy? Does it feel like connection? Does it feel like inspired? Right? And these are all like, one words, but they can be whatever, right? Like I had this word or this phrase that I would use a lot, which was fun and ease. I want things to feel fun and easy, right? And just because something feels easy doesn't mean it doesn't take work, right? The steps are very easy, but it may take a while or it may be a process, but you want it to feel easy, right? You can, you go on a trip with somebody that actually I'll use the example of Disney. When I took my family to Disney, right? Once I got there, I wanted things to be easy, right? So I had a ton of preparation to do beforehand. We decided we would get the fast pass and we had the meals included and I had to book everything and I had to do this 2 months in advance and I had to be up at 1:00 in the morning to make sure I didn't miss the reservation for this, hotel. Now, the end goal was fun and ease at Disney, right? That was the end goal. That was the the coordinates that I wanted to plug into my GPS. I want a fun and easy trip. But in order to have a fun and easy trip, I had all this preparation to do. I needed to make sure that I scheduled things appropriately. I had to make sure I had options because we had lots of ages with us, right? At the time, my youngest was 3 years old, and we had my husband's parents who were, turning 70 at the time. And so We needed to make sure that we were taking everyone's needs into consideration and we had options once we got there, right? You guys know what it's like to plan something. And that's what I needed to do. So it was exhausting leading up to it and trying to get everything planned. So it took a lot of time and effort and energy, but it was worth it in the end because my trip was fun and it was easy. And even though my youngest got sick and I literally carried him throughout the entire time that we were at Disney, literally he slept on me all the time. It was still fun and it was still easy because we had put things in place. We had places to go. We knew what we were doing. Nothing was left to chance. And you are talking to a person who really loves to fly by the seat of her pants. Okay. I do. I'm a, kind of last minute person, but when it comes to really serious things, okay, when it comes to really important things, you want to make sure you are prepared and you have planned for those things. And that is why I want to share this with you, because me, I am not a planner. I am not someone who sticks to routines and schedules. And I do have certain habits that I've put into place, which is, why I'm encouraging you to join me on Me First Mornings and start implementing this type of routine for you so you can get into the flow of setting an intention in the morning and taking care of yourself in the morning, because it's really important that you set your energy for the day first, because then it is just like going on a road trip, right? You're heading on a road trip. What do? You have to make sure you have snacks. You have to make sure that you have fuel. You have to make sure that you have the appropriate clothing so that, if you're going somewhere cold or hot or wherever it is, you have to be prepared for your journey. And so often we wake up in the morning, we jump out of bed and we don't prepare for nothing, right? I mean, sometimes we do. I don't know, like I stayed up, for example, last night until 4:30 in the morning. I kid you not. I stayed up until 4:30 in the morning prepping, for this show, cleaning my kitchen, prepping for dinner 2 days from now because I have chicken that I wanted to marinate, right? Things in life take time, they take preparation. And if you want things to be easier, you have to plan ahead. But the day-to-day stuff, I don't plan ahead. Like I have, my schedule for things that, the kids need to do. And then I kind of go with the flow with how things go in the day. The big stuff is scheduled and planned and I'm prepared for it. But everything else, you got to be able to kind of go with the flow. And that's what the GPS word helps you with. When you pick the word that you want to infuse into every part of your life, that is your touchstone. That is your navigation tool, right? So, as I use the example of Disney, where I wanted fun and ease, that meant I had to plan ahead. I had to be prepared for the trip. I had to make sure that everything was reserved and prepared and that I knew exactly what was happening in order to create a feeling of fun and ease. So now you need to ask yourself, what is it that you want from your life the most? What is it that you want the most? Is it spaciousness? Is it ease? Is it connection? I've used the words before, but now I want you to think of it in terms of really applying it to yourself. And that will be your GPS word, right? Now you can change that word. I've changed, sometimes I change that word quarterly, every 3 months. Other times I change that word once a year. And sometimes I keep certain words that are always there as a reminder, right? I want spaciousness in my life. I don't feel that I have totally created spaciousness in my home physical environment, but I am working towards it. So spaciousness is always there for me, and also fun and ease, right? So you got to pick what's most important. And the reason it's important to choose that is because then at the end of the day, whenever you're making a decision, you have to bring up that GPS word, right? It is up to you to remind yourself where you're headed, what is your destination, and whether or not that choice that you're making right now is going to give you the result, right? So it's like, is this choice, is this going to bring me closer to fun and ease? Is this going to bring me closer to peace and harmony? Is it going to bring me closer to spaciousness? Or is it going to take me further from it? And you can feel it because you feel yourself constricting in your heart. You feel that constriction if you are not getting closer to the feeling that you want. And you feel yourself opening up when you are getting closer. So this is the foundation of the Me First formula. You need to begin with your GPS word first and foremost. Ask yourself, and that's going to be your homework today because we got to wrap up, and I'll talk more about the Me First formula next week. I will talk to you about each individual acronym and what it means. But today, I will leave you with this. Ask yourself, how do you want to feel? And how can you bring that feel into your life each and every day, with each and every choice, with each and every connection, with each and every action? How can you create the feeling that you want? And when you can figure that out and learn to always bring yourself back to that tool, you will be able to navigate your life in a way that will feel good, connected, and aligned with your higher purpose. Okay. I love you all. Thank you so much for coming. I wish you a wonderful weekend. I am back here again Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Please subscribe to Jumpstart for Change on YouTube and press that notification button so that you can get, or press that little bell so you can get notifications, and follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I love you all. I'll see you next week. Bye.